The news broke this morning that Canada's Foreign Affairs Minister Mélanie Joly is traveling to Israel. The stated goal: to reaffirm Canada's support for Israel, discuss the rapidly deteriorating humanitarian situation on Gaza, and reiterate the importance of all parties respecting international humanitarian law. Translation: we are Israel's friend, but Palestinians are in dire straits, and next moves must be very carefully considered. Meanwhile, since the start of all of this, many Canadians have been torn.
Viva Palestina! Free Palestine!
Toronto, Calgary, Vancouver. Seemed everybody, including government, was trying to navigate what was unfolding in real time.
I want to take a moment to reassure the Jewish and Muslim communities here in Canada who are feeling especially vulnerable. Our government is in regular contact with the leadership of the RCMP, and your local MPs are closely liaising with law enforcement.
But the safety of people here is just one small piece of the puzzle. What is the Canadian government doing abroad for those actively in harm's way? Canadians, Israelis, Palestinians, who are in the thick of war. After the attacks on Saturday, most airlines postponed or canceled flights out of Israel and the surrounding area, stranding thousands of Canadians there.
Air Canada has temporarily canceled flights to Israel, leaving people like Kendall and Marie Fullerton stranded.
I would have thought that we would have been getting more information.
Not even an email.
More than 4,000 people in Israel have registered with Global Affairs Canada. Among those, hundreds have asked the government for help to leave. Between Gaza and the West Bank, there are nearly 500 Canadians registered, at least dozens of them trying to leave as well.
It's really scary. We've evacuated 5 times already, and there's no place safe at all.
So until now, Canadians were taking matters into their own hands, chartering their own private flights home, sometimes even leaving family members behind.
It's tough because I have family here. My wife has family here, but I can understand the fear that my kids have and the people have, and that's why we're going back.
And 5 days after the conflict started,
I can confirm that a first Canadian Armed Forces flight has departed Tel Aviv with approximately 130 passengers and has landed safely in Athens. As we speak, a second plane has already landed in Tel Aviv and will be bringing people to Athens in a few hours.
Now, it's not clear how many of these airlifts will operate and if they'll be able to help everyone who needs it. But that's Israel. A much more complicated operation is getting people out of Gaza.
The humanitarian situation in Gaza was dire before this weekend, and this will only deteriorate the situation further. As I said yesterday, this will get worse before it gets better.
So far, the government hasn't laid out that plan yet. They have said they may rely on the help of neighboring countries, like Jordan, for example. But those stuck in Gaza are growing desperate.
Right now, there's no way we can leave Gaza. We have no idea how the Canadian government, nobody has reached out to us. We've been trying to reach out to them, to the Canadian government, and to know what's next. How can we be safe? There's no secure place to go to.
And with electricity, food, and fuel now cut off to the region, every day the situation is getting more and more dire.
You have to think about Gaza Strip, a very dense and populated area, probably the more dense populated area in the world, that already was enduring a crisis and great humanitarian needs before the last escalation.
So the situation is devastating, to be honest with you. At the moment, we're seeing shortages of fuel, of water, of electricity.
On Thursday, Trudeau announced the government would provide an initial $10 million in aid to address the, quote, urgent needs in Israel and the Gaza Strip. The exact breakdown of money there is unclear. But they add, Canada will ensure that no money goes into the hands of Hamas. That is a big concern right now.
I mean, how do you ensure the money only goes to civilian aid and humanitarian causes?
In Gaza, as in every part of the world, we can assure to donors and to the people that are watching us at the moment that the money will just be used for humanitarian purposes.
But we know the reality on the ground just isn't that simple. This is an area next to impossible to access right now. Israel's complete blockade makes sure of that. And while the UN is pushing for a safe humanitarian corridor to open up through Gaza, aid groups say Israel is blocking them from providing food, water, even medical supplies to the region.
The U.S. military is now rushing military supplies and air defenses to Israel, including a Navy carrier strike group.
The U.S. is moving ships and aircraft carriers to the area, and the U.K. is also now sending Navy ships and surveillance aircraft in support of Israel. Here's where Canada stands.
Israel has the right to defend itself in accordance with international law, and we continue to look for ways to support civilians in both Palestinian and Israelis, and ensure that as many civilians as possible are kept safe during this terrible conflict that is the responsibility and the fault of the terrorist organization known as Hamas.
So as of now, no promises to send military assets. No ships, no ammunition, no supplies, and no word if or when that would happen in the future.